Hey everybody, welcome to the Remarketing List for Search Ads training course, and that is abbreviated into an acronym RLSA. So in this video, we're going to give you a top level understanding of what exactly RLSA is. And again, just to recap, RLSA stands for Remarketing Lists for Search Ads, and it is a form of retargeting. And I'm going to give you just kind of a general overview of how exactly it works. So assume that this is a Google search results page right here, and a user came in and searched for men's boots. And you had an ad over here because you're running pay-per-click advertising in Google AdWords. And this user clicked on your ad, which then took them to your site. Okay? So once this user hits your site, if you have remarketing set up correctly, which we're going to go through and show you how to set all of that up, this user would then be added to a retargeting list in your remarketing campaign for AdWords. Okay, now once that user is added to a remarketing list, an anonymous cookie is dropped on their browser, and now we can remarket to those folks, in this case, in RLSA, back in the search engine, search results page. So let's say this user came to your site through this search ad, they were added to a remarketing list of yours, and they left. Okay, they left your site, they didn't purchase anything, and you have a remarketing list set up to retarget folks. And this user came back to Google 35 days later, for instance. It could be 40, it could be 120, but they come back at some point in time in the future and they perform another search for men's boots. And now what would happen is theoretically your ad would, the more often this user searches for men's boots, and let's say they weren't clicking on your ad, in theory what would happen is Google would stop showing your ad to that user because they basically by them not clicking on your ad, it deems your ad irrelevant and knocks your ad down in the search results page. However, if they are added to your remarketing list and they come back 35, 40 days later or whatever time frame it is and they do another search for men's boots, you can then retarget that user because they belong to your remarketing list, and you can then say assign a flexible bidding strategy to increase your bid for that keyword men's boots, and then write a custom piece of ad copy that, let's say we want to offer them 10% off, and you can increase your bid so you rank higher, and you can adjust your ad copy because they now have brand recognition. They may or may not, but in theory they would recognize your domain name and that they've been to your site before, and you could offer them 10% off of the men's boots that they're searching for. And they click on your ad, and now they're coming back to your site. So an RLSA ad is triggered in two ways. Number one, it's triggered because the user is a member of a remarketing list that you have set up. And then the second trigger is the keyword they're searching for. So I'm going to go through all of this with you and how to set it up. But there's two qualifying criteria in order for an RLSA ad to show up. One is that they belong to the remarketing list that you have assigned to that campaign. And then the second is that they search for a keyword that is assigned to that campaign as well. If both of those two criteria are met, then a remarketing list for search ads ad is shown, and you can either run the same exact ad or write unique ad copy to try and get that user to come back and make a purchase on your site or go through your lead form or whatever it is that you're looking for. So again, RLSA is remarketing lists for search ads, and it is triggered by two qualifying criteria. The first is that they are a member of a remarketing list, meaning that they've been to your site before and they were added to a remarketing list that you set up in Google AdWords. And then the second trigger is the keyword that you have assigned, keyword or words that you have assigned to that remarketing campaign. Over the next few videos, we're going to go over a few different things. One is why you should be using RLSA, and it may seem a little bit complex and it may not make a whole lot of sense right now, but by the time we're done with this course, it will be very clear and you'll know exactly why you should be using it, how it operates, how to set it up, and you will be hopefully running a fully functional RLSA campaign.